Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen, and today for Nicole Gitsky. 17 News is your local election headquarters. A busy day in Washington. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, said this morning she's still working with Republicans to get a coronavirus relief deal that can pass both houses. And just hours earlier, the Senate Judiciary Committee voted to send Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett to the full Senate for a confirmation vote on Monday. Meantime, President Donald Trump left the White House to head for Nashville for the final presidential debate of the 2020 campaign. NBC's Tracy Potts has the latest from Washington.
Developing overnight and today, Iran and Russia tried to influence the vote. That, according to intelligence officials in the FBI, who did a late briefing, and we got reaction overnight from the White House taking credit for telling them to be on the lookout for this, from Nancy Pelosi saying it's disturbing, and from Iran saying it's absurd that they never tried to interfere in the election. According to the Director of National Intelligence, they not only got information, voter information, but Iran also put out fake emails that appeared to come from a nationalist group traced back to Iran, urging people in battleground states to switch parties and vote Republican. This could come up at tonight's presidential debate. They'll talk about foreign affairs, but a number of other topics that have been identified, including COVID-19. New this morning, we're hearing President Trump did not do a lot of debate prep, in part because he's been on the road, in part because several of the people who were involved in his debate prep before are recovering from coronavirus. Joe Biden has been behind closed doors preparing all week for this debate that's happening tonight in Nashville. Also, new out of Washington this morning, the Senate Judiciary Committee has voted 12-0 to advance the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett, the president's nominee for the U.S. Supreme Court. No Democrats showed up for that vote. In place of their empty seats, big pictures of people who they say are suffering and would be hurt if Barrett votes against the Affordable Care Act. I'm Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Now to the latest on the battle for the ballot boxes, as a Sacramento Superior Court judge sides with the California Republican Party, ruling it does not have to hand over the names and addresses of voters who used GOP-sponsored unofficial ballot boxes.
There will be a whole day in hell before the Republican Party voluntarily hands over to the Secretary of State the names of voters who entrusted their ballots to us.
Yesterday's decision comes a day after the state's Democratic Attorney General and Secretary of State sued the California GOP. Through the lawsuit, the two are attempting to get the party to comply with an investigation into unauthorized ballot drop boxes. A spokesperson for the Attorney General said it continues to review the matter and will continue to take steps, including in court, where necessary, to ensure every voter who casts their ballot will have their voices heard. A bizarre turn of events in the case of a man arrested by Bakersfield police for shooting paint gun pellets into a crowd during a local Trump rally. 35-year-old Aaron Anderson was arrested Sunday for firing a paintball gun filled with marbles into the crowd, hitting two people after getting into an argument. The Bakersfield Police Department says he was taken to jail but complained about medical issues and was taken to Kern Medical, then escaped the hospital Tuesday. Officers from the Gridley Police Department in Northern California say they pulled Anderson over for a vehicle code violation. Police say Anderson had a hat on his dashboard that read FBI and, when questioned, claimed to be a special agent who was, quote, hunting a dangerous pedophile. Anderson also told Gridley officers he had pepper spray, a taser, and other weapons in the SUV. Police say they also noticed he had a pair of cuffs. After a brief investigation, Gridley police determined Anderson was not, in fact, a special agent and arrested him. They also found a replica sawed-off shotgun, a billy club, 68 caliber rubber bullets, multiple CO2 cartridges, a machete, and a taser flashlight. After all was said and done, Anderson was booked into the Butte County Jail for weapons violations and impersonating a police officer. His bail was set at $1.5 million. Now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic in Kern County. Public Health reported one new COVID death and 39 new cases this morning. 416 people have died in Kern from the virus since the pandemic began. 24 people are isolated in local hospitals. As many states continue to see a surge in new coronavirus cases, the CDC has released new guidance about what it considers close contact. Previously, it was defined as spending 15 minutes within 6 feet of someone infected with the virus. The update changes that to a person who's been within 6 feet of an infected person for a total of at least 15 minutes in a day. That includes multiple but brief encounters, 1 or 2 minutes at a time. Health experts continue to advise the public to stay vigilant as many recent large outbreaks have been tied to close gatherings. 17 Crime Watch now. Bakersfield police are asking for help finding a man who exposed himself at a local park. The suspect at Mill Creek Park in downtown Bakersfield. If you have any information, call police at 327-7111. You have a chance this weekend to help high school students who've fallen on hard times. The Kern High School District's working with Links, a local nonprofit. They're accepting donations of clothes, hygiene products, school supplies, and food to help students who are homeless or are struggling financially. With donations, Links will fulfill wish lists written by students. They're holding a drive-through drop-off this Saturday outside the KHSD Links building at 2540 F Street in downtown Bakersfield. We have the full list of items that they're requesting on our website, kget.com. Let's check out that Thursday forecast with Kevin next.
I'm Kevin Trent. Take a look at our forecast, and we're looking at a change, that's for sure. We're already seeing that in our temperatures. We've got some clouds along the coastal areas for today. Inland part of the state remaining clear. It's still a little hazy out there as well. Air quality still unhealthy for sensitive groups. Here's a look at the numbers this afternoon. 82 in Sacramento, nice day in the Bay Area at 76. 84 in Fresno, lower 70s for LA and San Diego, and below 100 out in Vegas and also Phoenix, where they're going to be looking at the 90s today. High pressure is going to break down, and we're going to track two systems here. We've got one right here developing off our coast. This will bring in some clouds by Sunday for us. Then we're tracking a low dropping out of Canada. Most of this is going to swing south and east, but we will get some of the cooler air influence of this as we head into the weekend as well. As we take a look at the headlines, 90s are out, 80s are back. Air quality improving here day by day. Again, the haze sticking around a little bit today. Sweater weather, finally we can say it. 60s returning by Sunday. Windy on Sunday for the Kern mountain areas. That will include the Kern River Valley, so keep that in mind. And take a look at the national temperatures for today. Mild in the Pacific Northwest with the 50s. Boise 53, Denver 50 as well, so you can see that cooler air coming out of the north. In fact, Billings only at 25 degrees this afternoon with Bismarck at 30. And then the warmer weather from Oklahoma City all the way up into the northeast. New York today at 73. Here's a look at our air quality. The number, the AQI, 108, and that is unhealthy for sensitive groups. And we take a look at our daytime highs. Bakersfield right near 83, 82 in Delano, 81 in Taft with a light wind. For the mountains and the Kern River Valley, a northwest wind, 10 to 15, 76 in Frazier Park, Tehachapi 74, 80s for the Kern River Valley, 83 Lake Isabella, and then for the desert today, 85 in Mojave and a west wind, 10 to 15. Here's your extended forecast, and you're going to see that cooler weather coming in. 78 tomorrow, 75 on Saturday, some clouds on Sunday and 68. We bottom out on Monday, 65, and then right back up in the mid-70s by Wednesday. And then for the mountains, we're also going to be cooling down for the weekend by Sunday, 56, windy conditions, and then we'll be back into the 60s by Tuesday and Wednesday. And then for the Kern River Valley, 81 tomorrow, upper 70s on Saturday. Your coolest day will be on Monday with 63, and then right back up in the 70s by next Tuesday and Wednesday. So overall, a very nice forecast for all of Kern County. We'll send it back over to you.
We're gearing up for a scary good time. The annual 17 News Sunrise Spooktacular event is almost here. It's happening virtually this year because of COVID-19. Just send us pictures of your child's Halloween costume by the deadline. That is next Tuesday. That's October 27th by midnight. So make sure you get them in by next Tuesday. You have all weekend to finish them up. And then tune in next Friday. That's October 30th. For a chance to win some prizes from local sponsors, including a gift card to Snyder's, a laptop, tickets to Murray Family Farms, and much more. And you'll also have a chance to find out live who the winners are and see your costume featured on Sunrise. So go to KGET.com, click the contest tab to enter by midnight again next Tuesday, and then watch next Friday on 17 News at Sunrise. We can't wait to see all of those fantastic costumes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.